Hello everyone, welcome back to this array series in JavaScript. And today's question we have is that we have to find the missing number from 1 to n. Like if your input array is 1, 5, 3, 2, okay? So here if you see what is the missing number. Now the number goes from 1 to n. Like what is the length of the index? Length of the array 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? 0, 1, 2, 3. One second. Yeah. Okay. So the length of the array goes from the length of the array is 4. Length of the array is 4. That means the natural number will be L plus 1. And so I can say the number is going from 1 to 5. Now, which is the missing number? If you notice over here, then output will be 4. 4 is missing over here. Mm. So first thing is the we have to see that the where from where to where it is going. So the length of the array plus 1. So this is first thing. Now, how do we do this question? Okay. Then you see the natural number from 1 to n. If you have a natural number from 1 to n, method 1, summation method, summation method. Okay. So I think everyone knows the sum of n natural number. N natural number is n into n plus 1 by 2. Sum of n natural number n into n plus 1 by 2. And if we go a single iteration from here, we can find the sum of the array. Sum of the array. Okay. We can find in iteration. So I can say the number missing number will be Sn minus sum of array. So this is it. And we will be using this approach only. So to come to the coding part. So first what we will do, we will take the natural number from where it is going. Okay. So I can take const n, natural number will be what? Array dot length plus 1. Okay. Then what we will do, sum we know, sum first and natural number. So I can take is like s only. Okay, let's give s on name. So n into n plus 1. Okay, n into n plus 1 upon 2. So that's it. So we have got the sum of the natural number. Now what we have to do, we have to start the iteration. So let sum of array. Okay, so let's keep sum of array. Sum of array is equal to 0. Okay, and now we will start iteration for let I is equal to 0, I less than 1, I plus plus. Okay, and here we will find the sum of array. Sum of array will plus equal to array of A. That's it. We got, so the missing number, return missing number, directly return what? S minus sum of array. That's it. Very easy, right? Yeah. If you talk of the time complexity, yeah, time complexity will be big of n. That's it. Nothing else. Space complexity, no extra space we are adding. This is a time complexity. Space complexity big of 1. Method 2. If we talk of method, then we will use hashing method. So this is called using hashing method. Now, what is this hashing method? We have an input array. You have an input array. Okay. Now the iteration is going from like n elements. This is n elements. Now what we will do, we will take a temporary array. We will take a temporary array of length n. Temporary array, okay, of length n. Okay, first I'll write the steps for length n. And we will assign the initial value to 0. We will assign all the initial value to 0. Okay, like for example, if your array is 1, 2, 5, 4. Okay, this is your array. So n will be 5. Length is 4, n plus 1. So this becomes 5. Now we will take a temporary array. We will take a temporary array of length 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next time. Okay, index will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have taken temporary array. Now what we'll do, we'll keep visiting the arrays. We will keep visiting we will move through this array and we'll mark initially values all we have as 0. Initial value all we have as 0. Now we'll iterate through the loop and whichever elements we are getting, we'll make that as 1. Like for example, first element we are getting as 1. So I'll mark this as 1. There is a. Next we are getting as 3. So I'll mark this as 1. Yeah, I visited it, right? Next we got 5. I'll mark this as 1. Very easy. Next we got 4. Yeah, I'll mark this here. The marking is done. Now what we are doing? Now we will iterate through this temporary array. We'll iterate from 1. Okay. So we will iterate through this temporary array and we will see whichever element is 0. Whichever element is 0, that is your missing number. I think you got it very clear. Whichever element is 0, we'll take it as 0. Now come to the coding part. Okay. So first we will take a temporary array. Let temporary array, okay, is equal to new array, and let's suppose your length of the array is n. Okay, so I can take the temporary array will be array dot length plus 1. Okay, uh, if you let's go to the previous one and see. Beautiful. Yeah, see your length of the array is 4. If your length of the array is 4, okay, then n was 5. If n was 5, that means the index should go from 0 to index should go from 0 to n plus 1. 0 to n plus 1, right? Because length is 4. Suppose I can write length as suppose this is your length is n. Your length of the array is n. Then I can say n 0 to n plus 1. Okay. Then only it will go from 0. Then size will be n plus 2. That's what I wanted to explain. If your length is 4, let's repeat it again. Okay. If your length is 4, if your length is 4, then your index should go from 0 to n plus 1. If your length is 4, then that means your index should go from 0 to n plus. Then what is the size of this array? The size of the array becomes n plus 2. Okay, now come to the coding part. So I can say the temporary array, if your length is n, if your length is n, array dot length plus 2. Okay, I mean to say if your length is n, then n plus 2. And we have to fill all the elements with 0. So dot fill 0. So what this will do, remember the shortcut, it will assign all the values from 0 to n plus 2 with 0 value. Next what we have to do, we have to do iteration. So for let I is equal to 0 and it will go from 0 to n. Okay, this is your n, I plus plus. And now what we have to do, we have to assign the indexes. Keep here for reference, 1, 2, 5, 4. Okay, then what we have to mark this one index as positive. That means what? That means temporary temporary of temporary of array of I, temporary of array of I equal to 1. This I wanted to explain this. This is your index 1. So we have to go to this one index. Now 1 6 we will access from here and we will mark this as 1. Now this way all the elements will be marked. Now this way all the elements, now this is 0 to 5. So take this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now 1, then 1 will be marked here, then 2, 2 will be marked here, 5, 5 will be marked, 4, 4 will be marked here. This will be left. So now here we will start this iteration. So for let I is equal, we have to start from 1, 1, and it will go till where? temp dot length. Let me write this temp dot length I plus plus. If temp of I equal to 0, return I. That's it. This is a missing number. If we talk of the time complexity, okay, so time complexity, first we are taking, first of all, big of space complexity, then we are taking a temporary array, then I can say the space complexity will be big of what size? If your length is n, then n plus 2. Time complexity, time complexity, first we are, iteration and assigning this one, and then second iteration we are checking. So I can take maximum will be two loop we are running, so time complexity will be big of 2n maximum. Okay, so this is a time complexity and space complexity using hashing method. Next method, method number 3. We are going to cover all the different cases methods possible. Okay, so method number 3 is using sorting method. Using sorting. Using sorting, how do we do this? Like if your if your input array is 1, 2, 5, 4. Okay. Now if I sort this, after sorted, this becomes 1, 2, 4, 5. Now start this iteration. Now start this iteration. Then it will go to 1. Yeah, okay. Next, it will go to, it will check whether next element is like 1 plus, it's continuous number, right? So if your first element is 1, that means your next element should be 2. Now we'll check whether it is 2 or not. So if your 1 is to 2, okay, it is 2. Next, if it is 2, then your next element should be 3. But is it 3? No, it is not 3. That means your missing number will be whichever should be the next number. That if it is true, 2, the next number should be 3. But it is not 3, it is 4. Then that means this is a missing number. Very easy. Okay. So what we will do? And directly I can write the method. First, do the sorting array dot sort a comma b, a minus b. So this is done, the sorting part is done. Okay, very easy. Now we have all the in ascending order. Now what we'll do, we'll start the iteration for let I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. If if array of I is not equal to, if array of I plus 1, I can say if array of I plus 1, right? Or I can say this way, or I can say this way that you know this is your, let's change the color. If you have 0 index, okay, this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, if this is your index, then I can say if it is sorted, so that means 1, its index should be 1 plus the index plus 1. If it is 1, then index should be 1 plus 1. If it is 2, index plus 1. Yeah, if it is not, then index is I plus 1 is missing. So I can say if array of I is not equal to I plus 1, that means return I plus 1. That is the missing number. Return I plus 1. So index plus 1, or we could have checked with the next element also. Okay, same thing, nothing difference. Very easy, right? So if you talk of the time complexity, then a single iteration. Here, first of all, we are applying a sorting, then sorting takes n log n. Sorting takes n log n. And then again we are doing a iteration. So this iteration can take maximum of n. So I can take the, say the total complexity, time complexity will be n log n plus n. Space complexity. Space complexity is not using any extra space. Just big of one. So this was your using sorting. Method number 4. Method number 4. This is the highlight of this problem. This method is a highlight of this problem, is using XOR. XOR. Okay. Now what is the unique property of XOR operation? XOR operation says that if you apply XOR to the same element like 1 XOR 1, then the output is 0. 2 XOR 2, output is what? 0. Okay. So remember, 2 XOR 1, different, then output will be 1. Okay. True, true, 0, true, false, false, 0, true, false, 1, false, true, 1. XOR operation in, in lower classes, you would have learned this. Okay. So same elements XOR is 0 and different element XOR is 1. We will use this property only. How we will use this property? Let's see this. So XOR operation, you are given, you are given element as 1, 2, 5, 4. Okay, let's take this. If I XOR this operation, if I XOR this operation with continuous element with like we have from 5, right? Now let's XOR this operation from 1 to n, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now this is from 1 to n elements and this is the given array. Now if you do the XOR, so 1 XOR 2 XOR 5 XOR 4 XOR 1 XOR 2 XOR 3 XOR 4 XOR 5 and then XOR it together. Now what will happen? See, what did I say? Same element XOR gives 0, different element XOR gives 1. Okay. So, and different, like one single element, the XOR will be that element only because nothing is there, right? So, 1 will be coupling with 1. Just keep noticing. So, this becomes 0. 2 will be coupling with 2, XOR 0. 5 will be coupling with 5, XOR 0. 4 will be coupling with 4, XOR 0. What is left? 3, 3. So, that is your output. Isn't it very easy? Okay. Now, let's code this. Let's code this. So, first, the number goes from where? Length of the array plus 1. So I can take the const n. Const n will be whatever is array given, array dot length plus 1. Okay. Next, XOR we will do. XOR we will do for let I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Okay. So I can say let's take a variable as XOR and all. Okay, and 0. So XOR all equal to what? XOR all equal to I. So this is performing XOR of 1 to n. Okay. Now we have input array. For that we will be performing. So for that, let's take XOR of array for let I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, XOR array equal to input array A array of I. So this is the XOR of the given array. Now what we have to return? Return XOR all XOR array. So this will give your missing number. This will give your missing number. Time complexity. Nothing extra time complexity, like one is this iteration, another is this section. So I can say the time complexity will be of 2n. Are we consuming any extra space? No extra space, so space complexity will be of 1. It's a very interesting question. Different approaches in JavaScript. So, that's what this aim of this class is, that let's cover up all the different possible methods in JavaScript, strictly in JavaScript. Okay. And if you really like this, subscribe to this channel. It will definitely encourage me. Thank you all. Have a great day.